Regina Banks Hall, Soaring to New Heights.
Inviting me to come back to speak to everyone this year. One of the things that I applaud Linda for is her vision of helping others become authors, improve their leadership and professional speaking, and it requires a vision to actually do that. So I applaud her for what she has created. Yeah. One of the things that I love about the organization is the professionalism. I love the PowerPoint presentations, the speakers, all of it. And I've said all of that because I am a motivational speaker. I am the daughter of an apostolic preacher, if you are familiar with that. And I was raised in the inner city of Detroit. And so my presentation is going to start out professional. But because I am a motivator, I don't know how this is going to end. So, because I believe at the end of the day, I am here to make you see that you can walk on water, that you can run through troops, and you can kick those heels off and climb over walls. And so I need to make a deal with you today. I promise to motivate you, and I need for you to help me watch these slides, because when I get excited, often my speaking and the slides end up on opposite pages. So do we have a deal? Okay, great, great, great. So now, before we get started, I need for everybody to stand. Amen. And what we are going to do, on the count of 3, you are going to give yourself the loudest applause that you can. I want them to hear you on the first floor. So on the count of 3, I will hand the count off. You will clap for yourself. 1, 2, 3. Ladies. For myself. And let me tell you, the reason why you were clapping for yourself, you might have used your last resources to pay for your book project, to pay for your registration. You might have drove in here on your last tank of gas. And you did all of that because you were investing in yourself. And as professionals, we have to be reminded from time to time that it is okay to invest in ourselves. When we give, we have to give back to ourselves. And so I wanted to remind you that you're special, that you're gifted, and that your investment this weekend is not in vain. So as you get ready to take your seat, I want you to look at your neighbor, and I want you to say, neighbor, neighbor. You are in the right place. I was working on a series called Soaring to New Heights, and I was reminded of 2 famous actors who were, they had to engulf themselves in their characters. Will Smith, when he portrayed Muhammad Ali, he had to learn about boxing, and he had to get his body in shape, he had to work out, and all of those things, interview people. He had to learn Muhammad's lingo. You know, Muhammad walked around and he told people that he floated like a butterfly and he sung like a bee and nobody was as pretty as he. Can you imagine saying that every day? And they actually bought into that. And then Jamie Foxx, when he portrayed the role of Ray Charles, you know, he had to walk around and not use his eyes and rely on his hearing and his senses. He had to understand that even though you had that ailment, as you will, you could still live a full life. And so when I was working on my series of Soaring to New Heights, I was trying to understand the airline industry, and I need to talk to, I should have talked to Suzanne, I would have learned so much about that. And I was trying to understand pilots and what it was necessary to work in the air traffic controller department, because I was trying to understand how do you take something that's on the ground and you get it in the air. And then I wanted to translate that to us. How can I look at myself and recognize that I'm walking on the ground, I have a vision, but I'm trying to soar. I'm trying to go upward. I'm trying to move. And so sometimes my husband would come home, and if I wasn't at the university teaching, I would be in my office in the basement, and I was engaged in a flight check, operations as you will, and so I'd be sitting there and I would be like, this is Dr. Regina Banks Hall, all passengers are all systems are go. We were just waiting for clearance from the air traffic controller. And then I would, I'm talking to my passengers now, so then I would say, you know what, this is Dr. Banks Hall, we have been cleared for takeoff. Please sit back and relax. And when we get to a cruising altitude, the flight attendants, now I'm talking about the other presenters, they will come through the cabin and give you a motivational speech in your favorite beverage. And so I was engaging in what I was trying to do, because I was trying to motivate myself as well as thinking about you. And so my husband, he would come home. Now, he's been at work all day and I've been at home. And so he would come in and I'm downstairs in the basement, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm soaring to new heights. And he was like, he said, that's great, I really appreciate it. I just noticed that there's nothing to eat upstairs. So I need you to soar on upstairs. And so I shared that to let you know that I was passionate about what I was doing. I do have a supportive husband. He is back there in the back. And while I was looking at the airline industry, trying to understand what we needed, I recognized that there are 4 things that we need for our flight. And I want to actually share them with you all today. So you guys are ready? Yes. I just want to give you guys ready. You guys got it? I worked hard on trying to get my I think I'm moving too fast. Maybe not. No, that was okay. Oh, thank you. So one of the first things that I learned is that in order for us to soar, and I'm talking about us as individuals, we have to review our flight plan. Meaning we have to understand what is our destination. Where are we as individuals trying to go? What are we trying to do? And so the first thing that you have to ask yourself, am I ready to soar to new heights? Because you have to determine what you are trying to do. And if you are, then you're looking at why am I not moving forward? And so what I found by talking to individuals is that we are sometimes afraid. We are afraid that we might fail. We are afraid of the unknown. If you are a pilot and it is your first time flying, you are probably wondering what you need to do to get from Chicago to Texas, the route that you actually have to take. And so for us, we have to look at that. We have to determine what is our destination. Where do I want to be? What am I trying to do? Who am I trying to help? Because when we can answer those questions, now we can begin to move forward. And then one of the final things that I believe that hinders people is that they are afraid of other people's opinions. They allow that to roll around in their heads, and that keeps them from moving. So the first thing that you want to do is review your flight plan, and that's if you're taking notes, and determine where do I want to go. The second thing, make sure all of this pulls up, is that we have to check our equipment. Just like a pilot, they want to make sure that the wheels are turning, that the wings of the plane is going to open, all of the other critical equipment. And for us today, the main part of our equipment is our vision. And the reason why the vision is so important, and I will come back to this slide, is because the vision is a blueprint and picture of our success and future. It is the fuel that motivates us and pushes us. So you have to look at your vision. You know, what is it that I want to do? Where am I trying to go? And remember that it is your critical piece of equipment, because now you can build everything around your vision when you understand what your vision is. So as you think about yourself, as you get ready to soar, you want to look at and understand, what is my critical piece of equipment? And I wanted to share with you guys today that the critical piece of equipment is your vision. So double check your vision and make sure that you have a good understanding of it and that you will use that to move forward. The third item that I want to talk about is that sometimes as leaders, we have to make sure that we can troubleshoot problems, because problems will come. We will find that we are engaged in what we are trying to do, and that we have to be able to navigate how we move forward. We have to understand, how do I stay in charge of what is important for me as it relates to me moving forward? And so there are a couple of things that I want to share. One of the key things when troubleshooting problems, if I am a pilot, I will make sure that once I get in the air, I can handle some challenges, because I have passengers on board my plane. And so I have a responsibility to make sure that I do the best that I can to get them to their destination. And so for us as individuals, we have to be able to apply that same strategy as it relates to our business. We have to make every moment count, meaning that we're not wasting our time, but we're allocating it and using it correctly to benefit what we're trying to do. We also have to, I believe, start with the end in mind when you take on a millionaire's attitude. Because when you start to treat your business the way that you want it to be, you will see that things are changing. You will make the right decisions. You'll meet the right people. You will engage in projects because you have that millionaire's mindset and you're starting it the way that you want it to end. And so when you start it the way that you want it to end, everything is going to work out. And then finally, stretch yourself. Sometimes we need to push ourselves. I love that Linda will call us and say, I have a project for you I need you to work on. Because she recognizes that we need to push. And sometimes we have to push ourselves. Because when we do, we find that the challenge is not so bad. Another key point is that when you are troubleshooting problems, you're troubleshooting what is required for your business, we have to take ownership. Meaning that we have to recognize that the vision is ours and not someone else. I mean, how many of you have spent time engaging in someone else's venture? I mean, you're happy, you support it, but you know, sometimes you can take it or leave it, can't you? And so it is important that when you are determining what you want to do for yourself, that the vision is yours and not someone else's. And then the final area that I want to talk about here is that it is important to understand commitment. Because commitment helps you determine that you're willing to see it through, meaning you will go all the way through the end. So let me give you an example. Can you imagine, for those of you that flew in here today, that you flew in and the pilot came over the loudspeaker and he says, there is some really bad weather ahead. Now normally when a pilot tells you that, some additional instructions are coming, right? Put on your seatbelt, bring your chair up. What if the pilot put the plane on autopilot and he just leaped out the window with a parachute? So that meant, what did I tell you? That he wasn't really committed to the vision, was he? He wasn't committed. He went to pilot school, he learned some things, but he wasn't committed to getting you to safety. And the reason why this is so important is because in order to soar, in order to do the things that you want to do, you have to look at yourself as a pilot. And the reason why you're looking at yourself as a pilot, because you're trying to get to your destination. And you have passengers aboard your plane. And those passengers are your clients. They're the people that you're trying to mentor. They are the people that are counting on you for their deliverance. They are the people that you're trying to reach. And so as you get ready to soar, you want to look at your passengers, the people that will benefit from your services. And the reason why this is so important at commitment time, because that's the time when you will be challenged. That's the time that you want to give up, but you have to keep pushing. That's the time that you're just saying, you know what, I'll do something else. But when you understand your commitment level, that'll help you. That'll cause you to push forward because you recognize there are people that are counting on me and I need to be there. I need to be strong so I can help them move forward. So now, the last item that we will talk about today, and this is important, is that as leaders, we have to unpack excess baggage. I love the airline industry. So the airline industry has said that if we allow every passenger on board the plane, if we fill up every seat, and they all bring luggage, if we do not put any regulations on them, they'll just bring everything, and that can overweight the plane. So sometimes for us as individuals, there are some things that we need to unpack that could hinder us from success. And so now what I want to do is share with you what you need to unpack, and then we'll talk about what you need to pack. And one of the things that we have to unpack is we have to unpack fear. And the reason why we have to unpack fear, because fear is false evidence appearing real. And I need you guys to understand that it is not real. How many of you, by a show of hands, have been afraid of something? Of course. And how many of you were able to overcome that fear? Okay. And how many of you just, and it's free if you want to share, you're still feeling afraid of something right now. Maybe there's something out there. Okay, so there's a couple of us. So I want to confront that today. And I want you to say these words with me, because we can take charge of fear, because it is an emotion, and so we can contain it. Because one of the things is that fear keeps us from moving forward. And when you often overcome it, you find out it really wasn't that bad at all. So what I want you to say with me, and repeat this after me. I may be cautious.
I may be cautious.
But after today, I will not be afraid.
I will not be afraid.
And I wanted you to say that because I want you to know that you are in control. Remember, you're the pilot. And so you can handle that. It all depends on how you take charge of your life. The second item that we need to unpack is we need to unpack worry. Worry causes us to worry about meeting someone, talking to someone, stepping outside our comfort zone. And so we have to, as business leaders, make our decision and move forward. And I just want to share with you, when you do, life is so much better. And that really the only thing that you guys have to worry about in this room today is hiring an accountant. Because when you hire the right accountant, you will need them when your book becomes a bestseller and your business blows up. So don't worry about worrying. The third item you have to unpack is pride. Pride keeps us from reaching out to people that can help us and bless us. You know, we're all business women. We all have a vision, but sometimes we need a little help. We need to talk to someone that has a better idea. And so my best recommendation here is to let the pride go and reach out to the people that will help you with success. The final item that I want to talk about, what we need to unpack, is negativity. And the reason why we want to unpack negativity is because it is a feeling of gloom and doom as it relates to our success, because we begin to change our attitude and opinion about who we are and what we're trying to do. And then the final issue with negativity, we are surrounded by negative people, right? They're pulling at us because they recognize that we're on the move. We're trying to do something different with our life, that we're making changes. And so I have a recommendation, because remember, you are a pilot. So you take the negative people, and you take their negative feelings, and you just leave them at the airport. And then for those of you that drove in here and you brought negative people here, you just leave them here in Kentucky. And better yet, leave them with Linda. She'll find out. So I say all of that is that when we let go of negativity, we can now begin to move forward. And so now I want to talk to you about what you need to pack. And one of the first things that you need to pack, courage. allows you to face new challenges, step outside your comfort zone. And so sometimes we have to act just like that Cowardly Lion and the Wizard of Oz. We have to, as they say, man up and go fight that wicked witch. Finally, another thing that we have to pack is faith. Faith allows you to believe in something that you cannot see. And often what we struggle with is seeing ourselves as a success. And so you believe in your faith, believe in what you cannot see, and use that to push you to move forward. I say, carry your faith along with you everywhere you go. The third item that we need to pack is vision. Vision is important because vision is the fuel that's going to motivate you, because it's how you're building your business. It is the piece of your equipment that is important. And you guys, when you see your vision, you should have it with you everywhere that you go. I recommend that you treat your vision just like your American Express card. You never leave home without it. The fourth item that you need to pack is confidence. Confidence is critical. We've all heard the expression that confidence is key. And so it's important for you to look at yourself, because when you lift your confidence in who you are, you understand that you can move forward. So during the break today, as you're out on Main Street, go ahead. Strut yourself outside. Walk it, pass out your business card, introduce yourself to someone, let them know what you have to offer, because you are reminding yourself of who you are, what you have to offer, how your product and service will bless them. Remember, it's not just about us, it's about the people that come into our lives. And then the final thing that we have to pack is resilience. We have to have flexibility and be able to bounce back when we have been knocked down. How many of you have been knocked down before? And you bounce back, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason why I know you bounce back, because you're sitting here in this room today. We heard a compelling story last evening from Nicole, and that shows how she was able to bounce back from what she went through. And so for those of us that haven't had that experience, when you find yourself in that condition, and you've been knocked down by your opponent, I want you to just get back up and just brush yourself off and get in that boxing position. Remember, Muhammad Ali said you were the greatest. And so you look at your opponent and get ready and say, you may have knocked me down, but I am up and I am ready for round 3. As I get ready to close, when we unpack our luggage of excess baggage and we pack our luggage with the things that will help us, courage, vision, we can move forward. We can start our journey, change our journey, do whatever it is that we need to do to make sure that we achieve success. We've taken ownership. We found our passion. We are optimistic about our future. Now, the journey is not always going to be easy. It will be hard work, and we will experience some turbulence. But in the end, we have a good pilot, ourselves, and a good co-pilot, our team of coaches and mentors and friends and confidants, people that support us. And because we've used that, we can weather any storm and reach our cruising altitude. When you leave this conference this weekend and you are repacking your luggage, I want you to take out that excess baggage that you have. I want you to take a sheet of paper and write a note and tell the housekeeping staff, please throw these items away. I no longer need them because I am soaring to new heights. Thank you.